Unfortunately, his co-host has taken charge of the show. We have with us, ladies and gentlemen, honored to have with us Sweet Dick Whittington, a
last-minute choice. I just happened to be home.
We were calling everybody, ladies and gentlemen.
I know that. Let me explain to your audience, if they don't know you, that the only reason Michael has guests on at any time for anybody is he can't stand to listen to himself in his earphones.
That is correct. That is correct. As a matter of fact, I've stopped using earphones. I've gone to the Dick Sinclair method, and I refuse. So I don't know what you're saying, but I'll agree with you.
Oh, God, Michael, I had such high hopes for you.
Well, you did. You know, Dick and I worked together at the legendary KFI Radio. I don't know whatever became of that station in Los Angeles, but it was certainly good when we were there, wasn't it?
It was the best.
Yes.
There was a nice story about Lohman and Barkley, by the way. Did you see that? There's a website called Hollywood Hills.
Yes, this is put out by our producer of the morning show,
Really?
Jack Roberts does that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Radio Jack Roberts puts out Hollywood Hills and getting a lot of accolades for his fine site.
It's good. With the decline of, I don't know whether that's a word or not, but Don Barrett no longer seems to have an L.A. radio.
Oh, Don's still doing his L.A. radio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just have to pay your subscription and you'll still get it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He still has it going. It's just he doesn't do it every day as he did before. He sort of is doing it when news items come up.
Oh, I see. Well, but I like Hollywood Hills, and I like your friend Jack, and I thought it was a very nice feature on Lohman and Barkley. As you know, Al and I were close friends. We really were good friends, and I do miss him. In fact, I'm in my office now. I have a picture of him looking at it now, and I always get that funny feeling when I look at it. I really do. You know, that kind of empty feeling.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Alan and Raj, to me, as a two-man team, I rate them as number one in the people I have listened to and heard in my lifetime. I kind of caught a little of Bob and Ray, but Al and Roger seemed to know what each other was thinking about when they were doing their whole bits and things. Bits are always important on a show, aren't they?
Oh, indeed. And Roger was so underestimated. He was so good. Because Al, as we both know, was not, I should say, a very disciplined man. He was a very talented man.
Yes.
But Roger had that ability to guide him back to the point, whatever the point might have been. And if it weren't for Roger, Al, who did a morning show prior to that, and I worked at KLAC at the time with him, was nowhere near the Al Lohman that he was with Roger Barkley. So I was glad to see them get some credit, even though they're both gone now. 10 years.
That radio piece, and Dick is Sweet Dick Whittington is referring to. There's at this Hollywood Hills website, which you can go to and look at it. There's a piece that was put out by the LA radio crowd, and they were going around and getting the different personalities in town. You were also featured, I believe, in that piece one year, as was the great Art LeBeau.
Yeah, great, of course.
Thank you.
Yes, but what I did, I measured the length of the piece that they did on
You would do that.
And quite frankly, it wasn't as long as Lohman and Barkley.
There you go. I knew you would. That upset us, didn't it, when that happened?
It upset me. But then again, Michael, you've never had a piece in
I've never, anybody has done, and no film, nothing has been ever recorded of me whatsoever. I've never been mugged anywhere. I've been actually mugged somewhere, but never on television.
And radio is the better for it.
Yes, it is. Have a face, and that's why I'm glad there's at least paper bags left, because I look good with a paper bag over my head. Plastic is dangerous.
Humble doesn't become you, Michael. It never has.
No, it hasn't.
It hasn't.
Now, back in the day when you and I were working together at KFI, they had a lot of two-man teams. I mean, they went crazy with two-man teams, and they had Hudson and Landry, Ben and Jerry, I think, were there also.
Ben and Jerry,
Sears and Roebuck, I believe, did a show together. There were so many that were there working together, and I don't think people really understand the concept of two-man radio. They might understand what Ellen with Brian Seacrest, Ellen Kay, and that sort of thing, but these were like two guys that would work together and really do a show.
Oh, yeah. I listen to Ryan Seacrest, and I admire his success, and I really do. I mean that sincerely. But quite frankly, on radio, he does nothing for me.
Yeah, well, he's personable. There's a smile there, but I agree with you. The thing about his show, there's a lot of show prep there from somebody, because you feel like if there's a news item of pop culture, he's going to have information about it, and you got to listen to it to find out what's going on.
Well, I've heard, and you'll tell me this, and if you don't want me to go here, I don't have to. You tell me.
Go anywhere you desire.
Well, I've heard that a lot of that stuff is pre-recorded, that some of the time he's not even there.
Well, I think he probably has to with the schedule. I mean,
I would imagine, yeah.
anybody that's got the smarts to produce the Kardashian show, that's got to. That's one of my favorites to tune into. I think he does one of those reality shows also. He hosts one of those things, too.
Oh, does he?
I think so.
That Kardashian show, that's one of the worst things.
We'll be right
I
back.
fear for the country. I really do.
Listen up.